Okay then, I'm going to take you to what I think is a really carpy spot, and it's just to the left of my swim. There you go. Well, for a start, look at all this in the margin. And there's the spot. The wind hacking down here. I've been popping down here for the last 2 or 3 hours, on and off every 30 minutes just to have a look. Nick came down as well, and he reckoned he spotted a carp. But very tempted to stick a rod in here. Very tempted. Just looks well carpy. Happy days. Nice curry again on the bank. Mr. Rudd, you've got is that
chicken madras?
Chicken madras. That's a chicken tikka masala, and we're going to toast some garlic and herb naan breads on the bank. And another thing to add to this little section of the blog is, in the last 10 or 15 minutes we've seen about 3 carp roll right in front of us, so things are on the up.
Yep, I hope so.
So we're going to have our tea. Let's hope Mr. Carp's going to have his and all, mate.
Yeah, I think they're ready to have their tea.
Well, there's plenty of munger out there, so to speak.
Oh yes.
Lovely. Okay then, just gone 9:20. Final night of our 48-hour session, and we've just had a bit of a downpour, but the conditions are looking absolutely, well, sexy, that's all I can say. The wind's still hacking down here, and as I say, we've had a little bit of rain now, and we've seen numerous shows, so fingers crossed something's going to happen this evening. Yep, that's all I want to say. Hopefully something does happen, and if it does, we'll get it in the blog. Come on, the Nene Valley Carp. Okay then folks, it's just gone 10 to 12. Margin rod's screamed off. Been having a few liners for about 10-15 minutes, and then it screamed off, and there's the culprit. That's on a CM1 bottom bait with a white kipper tipper on the top. And I've had another bream. Well, I should say I've had a bream. Second one of the session. Nick had one on the other lake on Thursday morning. A fair sized bream, about what, 5 or 6 pound. Got the old adrenaline rush pumping. Thought it was a carp, but sadly it was a bream. Never mind. Let's respot, get some bait out there. See if Mr. Carp turns up. Oh, good morning. It's bang on 7:30, and all is quiet, I'm afraid to say. Had that bream this morning about, well, just before midnight last night. Not this morning, it wasn't quite, was it? 10 to 12. I was having a few bleeps around about 20 to 12. Every kind of like 5 or 10 minutes, and then 10 to 12 it absolutely belted off. Left-hander, which is fished quite close in under a tree over Chop Boilie, and my prize was that bream. But the conditions were just getting better and better and better, and early hours this morning, up until around about 15 minutes ago, we've had a really heavy downpour. So the conditions just can't get any better, but unfortunately Mr. Carp didn't come out to play, so bit disappointed because things were looking superb, but carp are carp, you know. Sometimes they play the game, sometimes they play hardball, but we're going to keep chipping away. It's just after 7:30 now. I'm in no real rush to get back today, so the way things are, I'm going to give it at least until early afternoon. I don't know, till about 3 o'clock I suppose. I am leaving today with Nick. We probably will want to get away before the rush hour traffic on a Friday afternoon, so still got a bit of time, and anything could still happen. Fingers crossed it does. I spoke to Nick this morning. He popped round because he saw the unlucky mat upside down and he thought, some action, mate? I went, yep. But then I showed him the picture of the bream on my camera and he went, oh. He was expecting me to show him a nice bar of gold or something, but sadly it wasn't to be. But, there you go. So we're going to soldier on and get a coffee down us, have a bit of breakfast and see what this morning has in store. Hopefully some action. Catching a bit. Well, wasn't long before one of us couldn't resist him putting a rod, and Nick's going to drop one. I think just in the little gap. There we go. That's just where I'd have put it, mate.
About right?
Well, I'd have put one there, definitely. Spot on, mate. I think there's a little bit of depth there, and you're off the weed, mate. Jay's just come round just to see how he got in the night, and I told him I caught a bream. He said he'd lost a bream in the night as well, but they were showing like dolphins up his end of the lake, and he said he was really surprised that he didn't get a take, because every kind of like hour there was something hoiking out and splatting the water. And we both had a chat in depth about the conditions, and I says, mate, they couldn't have got any better, could they? And he said exactly the same thing, but realistically he said you could do with another night, and we said the same thing, but unfortunately we've got to depart later today. And there you go, mate, the trap's set. So I'm just going to fire a few freebies around now, some chops.
Yep. A nice little carpy spot.
Well, the wind's been hacking down here for a good 24 hours now, and one of us had to try this spot. This could well be one of them that just produces within a couple of hours, mate. You just don't know. Just give it a bash. But Jay said he's going to put a swim in here eventually. I think he's going to, well, he'll have to take this tree down, or some of it. He's going to put one of them walk-in swims. And they do get caught down here, so you'll never know if you don't have a go.
In the right place.
Yes, if that was me, I'd have done exactly the same as you. I'd have plonked it right in that gap.
As you can see, I'm using a mixture of old and chop boilies.
And that's perfect for the weed, because I'll just flutter lightly under, well, through the water layers and wrestle. Get me words out, nestle, not wrestle, nestle on the little strands of weed. Yep. Most of it's predominantly Canadian, which is, I think I've said before, it's a cracking weed to put a bait in. And that snowman presentation, spot on, mate, with that, you know, all foamed up, it's just perfect. I mean, if it's one consolation, neither of us are bream fishing, but we've both had a bream, so it just proves that our presentations are working, which is a nice confidence booster. Anyway, Nick's going to continue putting some bait in here, and we'll keep you posted on how this spot progresses. Hopefully that Neville's going to do some singing and that bobbin's going to do some dancing. Catch you in a bit, folks. Well, Nick's still watching his sniper rod, so to speak, on that little corner spot. Just for the purpose of the blog, it's 20 to 1, and I'm just watching the water with another coffee. Just been speaking to one of the lads who's pulled up for the weekend, and very nice of him. He's dropped us off a couple of beers. Very sociable of him. Just been picking his brains. He's fished this water for the last 12 months, done a lot of time and put a lot of effort in, and had 1 or 2 fish. And a bit of breaking news, myself and Nick, we've done a bit of business with Jay, and when we return from France we're going to be purchasing a winter ticket. So you'll be seeing a few more blogs from myself and Nick in the up and coming months. The winter ticket starts in September up until March. He tells me that this place has produced in the winter, and the price was right. I really like it down here, so basically snapped his hand off, and we're going to do the winter. So this is the second session now. Like all my angling, I always come away and always try and think that I've got another piece of jigsaw to the puzzle. But as I was talking to the lad who turned up about half an hour ago and had a chat with us, he says with the way the conditions have been, certainly with the high pressure for long periods through July, the lake hasn't been fishing well for a good 5 or 6 weeks. So with things starting to get a bit cooler, I'm hoping by the time I come back from France, the residents in the lake will have switched on a bit more. So something to look forward to. New water, new challenge, and nice to get my winter fishing sorted this early, to be quite honest. So we're just going to finish off now, another coffee, and I think we're going to wrap it up for this session. So yeah, come about 1 o'clock, I think the Jeep will be packed and we'll be back on the road and heading back to Birmingham. So if I don't see you again, folks, in this blog, I know we haven't had much in the way of fish action, but I hope what I put together has been enjoyable viewing for you. And as I say, we'll be blogging a lot more in the up and coming weeks, now that we've acquired our winter tickets. So from myself, Matt, and Nick, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll catch you in the next update.